Hi, I'm Mark Campbell with Avocado Systems, and if you've been following cybersecurity news over the past 2 weeks, you may have heard about another supply chain attack. Now, this time the target of the attack was a vendor called Codecov. Now, I'm going to walk you through what happened to Codecov, what the potential impacts are, and give you some suggestions on what you can do if you are currently using Codecov. So we'll start off with what is Codecov. If you're not familiar with Codecov, Codecov is a software tool used by DevOps teams to test software during the CI or continuous integration processes. Now, Codecov works with DevOps CI tools and providers like Jenkins and is used to test the coverage of the developer's application testing. Now, code coverage is a measurement to show which lines of codes were executed in a test suite. So it measures hits, meaning application source code that was actually executed during the test. Partial, parts of the codes that were only partially tested, and misses, parts of the code that were not tested at all. Now, the goal is to help developers ensure that all code is being adequately tested. So the higher the test coverage is, the better the chance that the test team has of finding any defects or errors in the application code. Now, Codecov links to your repo like GitHub or GitLab or Bitbucket and creates a sync with the corresponding codecov.io repo. Now, after a CI process is completed, there is a Codecov bash uploader tool, which uploads the Codecov data that's collected, the metadata, to Codecov, where you go back and check in this directory and you'll see the actual coverage reports. Now, according to its website, Codecov has more than 29,000 customers, including some big names like Google, Atlassian, RBC, and even the Washington Post. So what happened to Codecov? Well, hackers got a hold of Codecov's Google Cloud Storage keys. Now, they use this to access and find a vulnerability in the Codecov Docker image, and they're able to use this vulnerability to extract credentials. And what they did with this is they modified a script. And this was the Codecov bash uploader script. Now, this is the tool that Codecov customers use to transfer all of the CI metadata to Codecov so that the coverage reports can be generated. Now, the hackers, they modified this script. And what they did is they made it so when this code, when the metadata is being copied, it's actually going to a destination that was selected by the hackers. So what's the impact of the hack? Well, according to Codecov, self-hosted Codecov customers probably aren't impacted, and it's really just the ones that are using the Codecov's cloud instances. As you probably guessed, the customer CI metadata was very likely exfiltrated to the attacker servers. And what was also interesting is that the hack was there for about 3+ months before it was noticed. And it was only noticed when a Codecov customer figured out that the checksum, the hash of the bash uploader tool that they had was different than the one that Codecov had published. So that was very interesting. That took about 3+ months, and it was a customer that actually found it. Now, worst case scenario, if you are a Codecov customer, is that all of your code in your CI repos was exfiltrated. So what do you do if you're a Codecov customer? Well, I encourage you to read Codecov's FAQ. Now, FAQ has some great details about what happened, and it'll get you up to speed on the incident very quickly. But some of the things that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to revoke any credentials, tokens, or keys that were passed through the CI runner that would have been accessible to the bash uploader tool when the last time you executed that script. You also want to make sure that you download the latest version of the Codecov bash uploader tool And be sure to check the hash. Make sure you have a genuine copy. And then also, you should look at implementing some new controls in your CI environment that can prevent these types of breaches from happening in the future. So how can Avocado help? Well, Avocado offers application level threat detection and response. So our plugin can secure the CI environment, implementing security controls down to individual process levels. This ensures that trusted processes can only interact explicitly with trusted systems. So think of this as a zero trust policy that can be enforced for specific processes like the Codecov bash uploader tool. With Avocado in place, even if the bash uploader tool is tampered, the Avocado controls will block it from connecting to a destination that hasn't already been approved and assigned. And which in the Codecov case, the destination that they put in the tool was the attacker's own servers. Well, thanks for watching this video. If you'd like to learn more about Avocado and how we can protect your applications, be sure to visit us at avocadosys.com or email us at info@avocadosys.com. You can also follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter. Thanks again.